Hey everybody, it's Megan from I Love Bodywork doing 30 ideas in 30 days, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what is that sexy unicorn cutting up?
Today's video is all about beets.
First off, I just found out that another name for beets is called blood turnips. So I would be prepared to get ready to buy music from an all-female string band called the Blood Turnips, because obviously that has to be a band name. But the reason I chose beets is because they're a nutrient-dense food. They're super high in fiber. They help to regulate your blood pressure, and they have super high levels of magnesium and potassium, which are all really good things. Another reason why I really like beets, and what I have personal experience with, is that
They're also very high in nitrates.
And nitrate-rich food can increase your exercise endurance, and I felt this for myself. The other reason why beets are super important for me is because they are symbolic of consistency. So what I mean by that is beets are my number one go-to to keep my digestion in track and performing very well.
Yes, unicorns poop.
I know, crazy. So for me, I know that I'm doing well, and what I mean by well is I'm being consistent in the behaviors and actions that I want to do to feel happy and healthy when beets are a regular part of my diet. So I want you to try beets, but it's really what this video is about, is finding something in your life that creates that form of symbolism for you, or pinpoint something that you're already doing. So I was talking with one of my clients earlier today, and she was talking about how yoga does that for her. She knows that when she is doing yoga consistently, that everything else just falls into place. So it's good to know what these things are to help keep you on track. So what can we do with beets? You can juice beets. You can add beets to smoothies. I like to do what I call a wellness shake, which is apples, beets, carrots, and spinach with a little bit of ice, and then either water or almond milk, depending on how I feel that day. You can also steam beets, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm chopping them up to get ready to steam, and then I eat them for breakfast. I actually mix red and gold steamed beets in with a little bit of strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, something like that. And then depending on how much dairy I'm eating at that point in time, I may add a little bit of sour cream or yogurt, plain yogurt, which I really don't need to add any sugar at that point because I already have like strawberries and berries in it. So it's a pretty low sugar food too, as far as like additive sugars. You can also bake them like a potato. We had that once. My stepdad made them for Christmas one year. I thought I was gonna hate them because at that time I just didn't have a palate for beets, or I thought I didn't have a palate for beets. And he baked them like a potato, and we put butter on them, and they were flippin' delicious. You can also make them into a soup, like a borscht soup. I'm gonna do that next week. You can cut them up, steam them, or roast them and add them to salads. You can also roast them with other root vegetables. It's delicious. You don't have to add anything but olive oil, salt, and pepper. So root vegetables like turnips, parsnips, carrots, beets, things like that. Really what I want you to get from this video is that our food, or the things that we do, have deeper layers of meaning in our day-to-day lives. It's not just about the nutrients we get from food. Food has character. I love beets because they're absolutely gorgeous. If you have not cut up a beet yet and just looked at the color of it and the striations that happen in red and gold beets, it actually gives me joy to cut up and work with beets. How amazing is that? It's pretty magical. It's just as magical as a magical unicorn. So I invite you this week to either play with something that gives you joy and that has substance and that helps to keep you on a healthy, happy wellness track, or if you're not sure what that is, experiment with beets. If you have any questions or comments, or you have recipes that you use beets for, please, please, please post them in the thread below. I would love to start, I would love for all of these videos to start conversations and to give people information that they weren't aware of.
As always, I am not a nutritionist and I am not a medical doctor. If you have any questions or concerns, please, please, please talk with your medical doctor or a certified licensed nutritionist before making any changes.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Tag your friends and family in it, share it like crazy, and I will see you tomorrow with our next video in 30 Ideas in 30 Days.